Okay, good afternoon. In this chance for the course Language and Culture, Group 6, we're gonna make an interview to Freddy Vargas. He's a professional in English teaching for about 12 years, and he works in two schools here in Tuluá. One school, two private schools. One is San Juan de la Loma School, and the other one is Franciscanos School. Um, in this school, well, he applies to manage a method and a different way of teaching English. Well, he he's gonna speak of what he focuses culture and how he works with kids and teenagers and his pedagogy focusing on culture language. Okay, Freddy, hello.
Okay, hello Christian, how are you?
Okay, Freddy, so I'm gonna make you some questions focusing on your expertise on teaching English for about 12 years. So tell us what is the influence of culture in the progress of a foreign language you teach?
Okay, I think that culture is the most important part of teaching. Teaching can't, in any method you use or whatever any way you're gonna use to teach whatever, culture has to be involved because when we talk about culture, we're talking about everything that's around us. Uh, when we talk about music, food, teaching, and when we talk about language, we're necessary touching culture. So for me, that's like the base of teaching. I teach. That's what I grab first, and whenever I'm gonna start teaching or getting my students, my base is going to be the culture part. Whatever celebrations, whatever we use every month. For example, every month we use different activities in which they get motivated and they continue going to through English. For example, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Eastern, and different other type of activities we use.
Okay, that gave us an answer. Freddie gave us an answer of the second question. I had another question that was related in how do you involve culture in the strategies when you use your English classes, and you gave some real examples, and Freddie spoke something about celebrations, and according to the unit, the second unit, the readings that we had, um, he spoke about how English is important and has to be applied in culture language teaching. So I think that, for example, the definition that Brown said, he defined culture as a way of life, and that's what I think is very related on real facts and real investigations, and that means that that's the correct way of how language has to be thought or taught these days. And I'm gonna make you one question. What do you consider are the most important elements to success in a second language learning?
Okay, that's like the first question. It's very important that you involve culture into the learning of language. First of all, before you start like memorizing vocabulary, before you start memorizing things about grammar and stuff like that, the first thing you have to involve people it's in whatever they like about culture from the country wherever you're teaching your language. Example, in this case we're talking about English, so you just have to start showing people music from United States, what kind of food do people from United States eat, so they can get related their vocabulary and connecting the real stuff with whatever they need to learn. So yeah, they have to learn about whatever they're going to. If they are going to a country, if I'm going to another country, well, what I need to learn the language from wherever I'm going to be.
Exactly, that's true. That's the way you need to teach, and Freddie has this very clear. That's a very close way of how are the needs of this generation of students, and their needs are focused on different elements, and one of those important elements exposed on their biography that I read is that technology has to be involved. And Freddie himself has been working on a platform, and I wish he could speak something about how he applies it on the English and process of the foreign language.
Okay, what I want to say is that the platform we have, it's used as a tool, just a tool we use for a complete method we use in a community whenever we start working. For example, in schools. And first, what we do in schools is that like install the way of how culture changes them with their celebrations, Valentine's Day, whatever we already talked about. All those celebrations, they get like a real meaning, and with that we make like an enforcement with our platform in which they make their homeworks. We also give some virtual classes, so we could add some additional hours to whatever we give in our school. We're giving some other hours where we can follow and make a better plan of whatever they're working on during the weeks, and that give us like better control of much other things. It's what we use is different kind of tools, so English could be done the correct way. So the thing is to connect everything, because everything, all teachers with different kind of skills are necessary to teach English. The truth is we need to get better prepared for teaching students, because if we're not prepared as we need to be for them, that's going to be a problem. But tools, we just have to connect everything we have around us, because everything we have around us is culture, and that's the important part. Make everything together so culture could be the original base of whatever your language you're learning.
Exactly. I guess I agree with Freddie of what he's speaking. Well, um, one question that is important. Not I'm gonna make this question to Freddie, but it's a question that maybe every person that is involved on the language teaching should answer, and it's what solution can you suggest will help improve Colombian language education?
Okay, the most important thing is that we need like a real diagnostic about all our students in Colombia. We need to do that first, a real one where we know how are we between other countries. That's something we have to do, and then we all have to connect, doing the same kind of things, cultural thing, adopting different, what we're saying, celebrations, and adopting different kind of whatever moves other countries. Why is that important in other countries, and get involved in those things. I think it's necessary, yeah, to get all schools together, connected with a method. The truth is, we've been working for a long time in this, and we think we have the like a real good method that could get to Colombia all Colombia to connect in the same bilingual program, and yeah, we have to make some changes, but technology, it's the best tool we could use in this moment, and get all those teachers prepared for what is coming.
Exactly. I think one of the good things that I read was a part where, well, they'll give you like different tools or different advices of how a teacher should teach English in a space. And there's an expression which it's used that is culture texture from Oxford in 1994, and it's used to describe many aspects of culture that teachers need to teach to their students. And this texture has to be obviously speaking about the technology. Technology is part of the texture of the culture that nowadays is the important way of how to be teaching or how to teach a foreign language. So, well, this interview we have to finish it. I want to thank Freddie for his time, and
thank you, Christian. Anytime. Thank you, guys. I hope this information is good for all you guys.
Okay. Thank you, classmates, tutor, director. God bless you, and bye bye.